It's Kim's turn, and then I think it might possibly be you and Lewis's turn.
No, it's me assigning Unicorn City.
No.
Sorry, for the next time. Yeah,
episode.
For the next one, yeah, it's me assigning Unicorn City.
No.
Yes.
I know.
Oh.
We need new ones.
Another one besides the
the ones that we've already done. What are we watching?
Oh,
what are the new ones we're
which
watching?
is Nathan, and then
is it Lewis?
Hit and Run.
Think it goes. Yeah, I think it goes.
Could
to
be.
Lewis,
Yeah, I think it could be Lewis's
Tom,
turn.
Okay.
and then back, right? Yeah. Okay.
So.
Yeah, I have time to come up with a movie then.
End of watch. It's on Netflix now.
Oh, good. I like watching good movies, Jared.
End of watch is really fucking good.
Jared, did you not hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard you.
then
but I don't know why. I don't know why you haven't seen End of Watch. Is why I'm.
Because it's a homo romance about.
That is it. I am done with you, Tom. You fuck.
Way to warn me about the bad Thomas. I didn't even know.
I
just read the thing.
I didn't know until that showed up earlier today on my lunch break.
What the?
I think Adam was just fucking with us.
Well, Adam wanted me to start one, but I was like, yeah, I'll do it, but I just never got to it.
Yeah.
So apparently he's like, no, I'm gonna just start one for you.
Yeah. I don't think it's started. I think it's just
there.
It's just there. Yeah.
Don't know why.
Just like the professor. I'm sure the professor is taken on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome
Good.
to our wonderful abode.
All right. So we'll sit here. So we're gonna do show one,
here?
Kim. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna do Furious 6.
John dies.
at the end.
Hangover
3.
Jack
Reacher.
Reacher.
Doctor Horrible. News
Insidious.
is Insidious 2. I wanted to talk about how Man of Steel is going to include a Hobbit 2 trailer.
I'm gonna see that next week.
And then I'm assigning. No, that's right.
No, you're assigning Unicorn
Yeah.
City because we're doing
Right, because we're doing it
Yeah.
backwards.
So confusing. That piece of garbage of a movie.
Did you watch Unicorn City, Kim? Did you
I'm
like
sorry,
it?
Kim. It was boring, Kim. Admit it. It's okay. Don't spare
No,
me.
it just wasn't like it wasn't role playing.
Yeah.
I mean, we know.
It was just supposed to be fun, damn
It's
it!
like yeah.
Nathan says he
If
wants
it's
to role
not-
play sometime.
Oh yeah.
I've never done it.
You've never done
Never
it?
done it.
I want to LARP.
I played
Fuck
D&D,
role
yeah.
playing like that.
Yeah,
We'll
that's-
LARP it out.
The rest of us have role played. Even
No.
Kim's role played.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
it can be fun,
It's
especially
super
when
fun.
you're.
You make your little.
Can you do
guy.
it in the bed? Can you take this into the bedroom at all? Cause
No,
It's not sexy at all.
no, it's the
Can it be
opposite.
adapted?
Ooh, baby.
It's the exact
I'm
opposite.
gonna.
Can it be
I'm
adapted?
gonna cast a spell of nipple play for
Yeah, that's what I'm
for
talking
3
about.
damage.
That's what I'm
Oh
talking
damn
about.
it! I rolled a 1.
When
Snake eyes.
when I was like 9 and I first started playing D&D on the radio, all they did was talk about, like, they would do these talk shows and they'd say, "Are your children playing Dungeons and Dragons?"
I
They're-
heard that growing
they're
up,
playing
yeah.
with the devil's tools and stuff. So my mom came in and talked to me one day and she's like, "Lewis, are you playing D&D?" And I was like, "Yeah." She, Dungeons and Dragons, and she said, "I've heard this is a satanic thing," and I'm like, "No, it's not at all." And I went and tried to show her my game books and the rules and everything, and tried to explain it to her, and she was just so concerned, right? And then a couple years later, I had some friends over and we were playing D&D, and she's like in the kitchen, and she came in and just kind of was putting stuff around, and she heard us playing, and after they left, she said, "Lewis, I just want you to know, after watching that nerd fest for the last 3 hours."
Thanks for never giving me grandchildren, is what I want to say right now.
That's about what she was saying. She was like, "There, I am not in any way
If you
concerned."
got anything about coming out of the closet to me, that would be great.
How
Just
did
do it
that?
now.
How did that start? The whole it's demonic and your
It's
child will go to
very-
hell.
the story's a little convoluted. What happened was some kid who was very depressed and psychologically unstable kind of talked about D&D a lot, but he was totally alone. He never had anyone to play with, and he was on a college campus, and he was also homosexual and used to get beat up all the time for being gay. So he was beat, he was ostracized, he was a total loner, he was psychologically unbalanced. Like they think he might have had some, schizophrenia and so forth. So he would go down into the tunnels under the school. You know how schools always have weird tunnels under them? And he went down there and committed suicide. And so they started this whole thing that, this game
Excuse
leads to problems.
My
like that.
grandma, she had these old pamphlets from way back when, and they're the different religious pamphlets as far as
Right.
you're gonna go to hell, but they're cool little comic books. And,
I've seen those before.
Yeah, they're like the long pamphlet, and they had a D&D one where it has all the kids playing. And of course, they were playing in this macabre old house, and then they were all dressed, and there's pentagrams everywhere. And at one point, I remember reading this. No, I know, I played D&D. And at one
if you've
point,
played, that's not at all.
because in D&D, when your character dies, it's normally just it's dead. You have to start a new character.
Right.
This kid's character dies, and the dungeon master is all like, "Yep, it's dead," and then the kid's freaking out. He's like, "No, it's who I am." And I just remember at the end, I think he hangs himself in the house.
Oh,
where
okay.
they're all
Jesus.
playing. It leads to suicide.
That's
But
brilliant.
no, yeah, it's just like, yeah, no,
It's so not that.
no, I
Here's actually what it is. If you're wondering, you sit around. In fact, I can't believe I didn't bring my DVD. I have a 10-minute Dungeons and Dragons video.
Damn.
Where I show basically what it looks like to play D&D for the first time, and it's a fun little thing. Yeah, there's a lot of dice rolling stuff. Anyway, I'll bring it sometime. It's
where
fun.
you're
I was
starting
gonna
your
text you
character,
or
I wanna
text me.
reroll.
I was gonna
Next time.
Facebook you today and remind you. I forgot.
So what you do is, one of you would be the game master. So say I'm the game master. You would each then have a character that you would develop, and
Okay.
it takes a half hour, and the game master will walk you through if you've never done it before.
I
It'll
am
be like,
Thanos Cunthammer.
Yeah, exactly. You just make up a name, and you have statistics that tell you how many dice you roll in certain circumstances, and then the game master will be like, so you guys are sitting around at a tavern and you hear rumors that there's an orc cave up in the Copper Hills and that there might be gold to be had there, and so everyone's like, well, let's go get it. And so then they just look at you and go, we're gonna go get that gold. And so then the game master will be like, okay, so you all walk there and you find the cave and you go in. And it's just kind of a back and forth. This is what we want to do, and then the game master will
And
tell
it-
you if you can or not.
Yeah, and
Occasionally, he'll have you roll dice to see
Based off of does he
Yes.
create the
Yeah,
storyline
he
himself?
creates a story, and you
Like
just
on the
kind of-
spot or
No,
beforehand?
Better if it's created
Yeah.
beforehand. I've
Yeah.
had game masters do it on the spot, and they always are just
kind of like in the lame movie we watched. They'll create an entire campaign ready and-
Beforehand.
Yeah, and they'll have like the dungeons laid out. They'll have the monster levels, how much experience the party's getting, so they can like make sure the party grows at a certain rate to make things more challenging.
This sounds really difficult.
It's
Oh,
super
no.
easy.
Is it?
Well,
The
yeah,
game
no,
master needs to know the rules. It's tough to be
Yeah.
the GM, but if you know the rules, like Nathan, we'd be like, okay, Nathan, what does your guy do? There's an orc standing nearby with a giant axe. What do you want to do? And you'd be like,
Kick him in the
stab
balls?
I'll kick him in the balls. I'm like, okay, roll this die, and then you'd roll it. And I'd even tell you beforehand, based on your skills, you need to roll a 7 or higher. So you'd roll, and you go 16. I go, okay, now roll some damage. You'd roll your damage points based on whatever weapon you use. And you might hurt
My
the
wiener.
orc.
Yeah, and honestly, there's so
Your
many.
wiener, roll the smallest die I've got.
There's
1 to
so
4.
many different versions that it's just kind of like depending on whatever.
Do you have that
game
microscope die?
type. The little
Fuck! I lost
You
it.
need to roll a 12, but all you get is this two-sided dice.
12. All right, I'll have to give it to you 6 times
Heads or
then.
Ooh, you fell miserably.
Yeah, and D&D players are known for having all those weird shaped dice, but that's because different weapons do different types of damage. 1 to 8, 1 to 9.
I will
1
roll
to
my
10.
my 50-sided dice
Yeah.
to determine whether or not I slay this evil dragon foe.
And it's nerdy because there's always that
'Cause
one
there's
guy
dice
that
involved.
wants to do voices. There's always that guy who's like,
It would totally be me. Seriously, you guys. Seriously.
Serious?
I am Thanos Greybeard, and I demand to see the king. And everyone else would be like, yeah, I'm just going to hit him with my dick. No, we're going to see the king. There's always
Fuck
one
off.
guy that takes it way too serious. And there's always a guy who takes it not at all seriously. And
That would be me.
it is usually me. I used to get kicked out of groups for that. And they'd be like, who's this new kid? Thinks he's funny. But it's fun. And I mean, Kim's played it. Is it the worst thing ever?
No, it's fun.
Yeah.
But I like all games. I'm not gonna LARP.
Clue.
Can you can
Yeah,
you
I didn't LARP
can you
either.
get competitive over it? Because if you
Well-
get competitive, then Amy won't play. But
Oddly enough, it's not. It's cooperative.
is it?
Well, yeah.
Well, can't you
Well,
like
you,
work
you
off of other
occasionally,
people?
you occasionally
sometimes?
can get, and you know, most of the time it's cooperative, but you occasionally get the rogue who really gets into character, and you know, maybe he'll
Oh,
try pickpocketing
no.
you or stealing some
That
treasure.
that wouldn't be Amy. I was just trying to think if
Yeah, you're usually on the same team, and you're fighting monsters. And the game master plays all the monsters, but
Yeah.
he's not trying to kill you. He's trying to give you.
He's
a good
trying to help
story.
you.
He's
Yeah.
trying to give you a good story.
Amy doesn't play board games because she gets too competitive and she gets embarrassed of how competitive she gets, so she won't play. But it sounds like this might be something that she could try.
we should show her some cooperative
should-
games
yeah.
sometime.
What are you talking about, Jay?
Xbox, Halo.
We should plan it like 2 or 3 weeks out or something. Plan like because it takes. I'm assuming this takes quite a while, right?
Well, Dungeons and Dragons is one of those games. You play it for an evening, but if you have a good time, the story can continue,
Yeah,
right?
you
Sure.
can start up some other time in the future, just because some campaigns can be long.
Yeah.
I
Depending.
mean, as kids, teenagers, my friends and I would play like every day for years.
Nice.
And you can do that. The story can just go on and on and on. And then if a character dies, you do see why you go, no, I can't believe this guy's gonna...
But at the same time, it gives you a chance to start a new kind of character, and
Yeah.
and they're a little high. You don't start at level 1. Generally speaking, if the DM's nice, you'll kind of be up where
Right, if the rest of
other
the
party's
party's
at.
around level 7 or something, you just start a character at level 7.
Nice.
I mean, it's not tough. It's all just meant to be fun, and it's actually I love it for teaching socially awkward kids like myself how to interact with other people.
yeah.
You know, because you can make social mistakes in a game like that where you yell or scream or do something stupid, and everyone goes, "Geez, Lewis,
Yeah,
chill out."
easy, yeah.
No, Lewis, that was my character. And then you're like, "Oh, okay. Well, tell your guy to shut up." And
Yeah.
you're, "Oh, okay." And you kind of learn little lessons as a 12-year-old.
Nice.
You know?
Nice.
Lewis kind of reminds me of a Shadowhawk type DM.
No, I'm not that bad.
Um,
I had a DM though who used to love to murder us, and he would every time monsters would show up, he'd scream, "Battle!" And then when he would roll like
Initiatives!
yeah, he would roll because every DM typically your goal isn't to kill the guys; it's to give them a challenge.
Yeah.
But you want them ultimately to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a thing called fudging dice, which is where the GM, because he has a screen, he'll roll something that would kill your guy, but he'll pretend he didn't. He'll be like, "Oh, I just missed." And he does that because he doesn't really want you guys to lose. But every once in a while, you've got to let him feel the consequences and kill him. But my friend, he would kill us. He did not care. But it certainly made that game more intense.
Of course,
we knew.
if you're talking about traps or environmental stuff, there's always the critical failures where someone
Oh,
just
man.
rounds or something like that. You're wearing plate armor. You rolled a 1. What do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah, well, that's what poison used to be in old D&D. If you got pricked by a poison needle, you'd be opening a chest and a poison needle trap would prick your level 20 guy, and you would be like, roll save against poison, fail, you're dead.
Oh,
I go,
son of a bitch.
I can fight like a demon from the netherworld, but a poison needle takes my
Ow,
guy
that
out?
scratch was bad.
Yeah,
Guys, I don't think this is
infected,
good.
gangrene, you
I should probably find some tweezers for this. It's really kind of smart. A lot. Yeah, I'm dead now. This sucks a lot.
Remember that dragon I killed? Too bad I can't take this needle.
Didn't its tooth be embedded into my leg?
You've
but
got an
this
RP,
little
and if you
sliver?
know it's poison, just lop off your hand.
Yeah.
Put a hook on there.
Nice.
I GM'd a game where a guy lost his arm. It was GURPS where they actually have like how much damage will cause you to lose a limb. And this guy lost his arm. And rather than just give up on the character and make a new one, he was like, he mounted this hook onto his hand and then he would hang his lantern from it so he could see in the dark. And he was just like, he loved
Went
that
with
he
it.
only had
Wow.
one hand.
That's
funny.
Had a good old time with it.
That's fun.
Yeah, you can, and that's the thing. You're just having fun
Sure.
telling stories. You'll get off topic. You'll, laugh about stupid things. Someone will say something stupid and you'll all just go off on a rant for a while.
It sounds like something that you get a big old 12 or 24 of beer and just start wailing away on the beer and have a good
Oh,
old time.
God.
I think that'd be fun.
I'm sure.
Drunk
I'm sure
D&D.
you could.
That'd be
Why not?
great.
I'm sure most D&D's probably played drunk. I never have, but
Yeah.
Sounds good to
That's
me.
what I figure Lewis is like, no, I gotta have a clear mind.
He is the DM.
Brings out a little bag of his own special dice.
Gets like this little
skulls onto him.
put some magical powder into there.
when I first got Kim into playing, I'd be giving her dice. I say, "Here, these are yours. You don't get to touch mine over here."
Yeah.
And she was so frustrated with the shitty dice I'd hand her because they wouldn't roll as well because they, I don't know, they just didn't. So she had to go buy her own.
The
Like
corners
a
were
real-
shaved.
A real player will go to a game store and just like practice with a 20-sider 1,000 times and be like, okay, here's the one I want, and they'll find their die.
Or
And
if
anyone else touches it, you just
Yeah.
furious.
If it's a certain skill, then they're like, okay, this die. You're just like, okay,
yeah,
sure.
That's fun. That sounds fun.
that's fun.
It is pretty
We'll
fun.
have to plan it
I've got
sometime.
my own 8-sider I carry. My
Oh.
Ah, nice.
I play Magic, so I have a bunch of die.
That's great.
so.
Good. Then I don't have to buy shit for this.
No, you shouldn't. You really
We
don't.
have
need to.
enough.
Isn't it pretty
We've
much just
got
your
stuff.
imagination?
It's mostly your imagination.
Imagination and then die.
You can put money into any of these games, but I've seen people do role playing. Because we go to game conventions. I've seen people doing role playing games with literally nothing.
Yeah.
Like one guy just sits there and says, "Here's the story," and the other guy says, "Well, here's my character and here's what he does," and they just talk back and forth and have a really good time. I mean, you'd be surprised what you can do with just. It's called diceless role playing, but I mean,
A lightning bolt.
yeah, it's just messing around and having fun with each other. All right, should we start a podcast? Yeah, there
Yeah.
is a new Superman Man of Steel trailer out. Did you hear about that?
No, I'm trying to see if this is. Oh, there's a countdown going on right here.
7 days.
Is this Is this
Back
what?
here, you can't.
Is this the right one, Lewis?
Someone said they might star you might be.
My world, it needs hope.
Big ol'
I haven't seen this
Haunted
one.
Man.
Hold on, let it play.
It's not an S on my world. Nope.
It
It's
wasn't
not.
just a combination of,
Oh, and he's
all the things you
British.
went
What do you
through,
know?
size of the
Of
S
course he is.
shield, size of...
Whoa, what just happened?
Playing an American, no less. Well, Kryptonian American.
Yeah, so we just watched season 2 of Episodes with Matt LeBlanc.
I
And
love Matt LeBlanc.
Episodes
James
Purefoy.
Purefoy. I can't say
Oh
his
yeah,
name right over.
Ironclad.
He's
Ironclad.
on that show and does the worst American accent I'd
Oh.
ever heard. He's
His
British,
American
and his
accent's
American
so
accent's
bad.
like, "Well, when I get out of my truck, I'm going to." And it's
Well,
so
you
stu-
look lovely today.
it's so
You can tell he's his version
Every
of
now
America.
and then you get like the
is-
long vowels, but it's just
He always has to hit his
Almost
R's.
sounds like he's from one of those oldie
Oh,
movies.
Yeah.
terrible.
You're just waiting for him to be like, one day, governor. what about this thing?
Well, okay.
I mean,
so you know how we say "governor" when we're
Yeah.
trying to be? He was totally saying like, well, you know,
What
with
is
the
going on,
governor, and he would just hit the R as hard as you could. Yeah, this is the one.
Sounds
the
like
trailer
Mandarin.
3. This is the new one that I haven't seen.
I haven't seen this either. You stop it right now, damn
I'm
it.
getting there.
Why
Fuck.
haven't it been stopped? I just saw
Why
too
haven't
much.
it been stopped?
You calm down.
What stop? Why won't it? Huh?
Oh, you didn't get to hear the what was it called?
What you
Speech?
think about with this
Oh,
thing?
the speech jammer.
The speech jammer.
Okay, so Kim, when we get home, we're gonna go to Speech Jammer. Let me write
Just-
this down.
Actually, look up Speech Jammer Lite, Lite, and you can download it for free. And it's the actual. It's safe.
Does
I
it
have it
change
on my
my
computer.
words?
No, it just
You
makes
you
it
have to play it with headphones
really
on,
loud,
then
and
you
it
try
makes
and
it
talk.
it makes you
Do
sound.
you have a mic, a headset?
Oh yeah, you'll need a mic.
My mic is some.
It makes
Makes you sound.
It makes you start to.
It
Actually
makes you
talk like
sound
you're-
mentally handicapped. It does.
Just remember
do this.
to
That's
speak
terrible.
it like you normally would, and make sure you can't hear your actual voice when.
And
you're
then
doing it.
then you
And you
talk
take
like this.
Well, I suggested to
listen
him.
to someone else?
I told him that we should at least maybe one episode have one person.
It would be
on,
tough to do it because it would get us all because the way that the
Well,
You would have to do it on a
is
separate-
a separate computer
or a
which-
separate phone or something.
Well, I mean, if
Because
all-
if we put it on in through this, it would do it to all of us.
yeah, just a different computer.
A very
obviously.
special
Like-
episode.
Maybe, Maybe
Poorly.
sometime maybe I can bring my computer.
Okay.
Because it's already on there, and I
Yeah.
can use someone can use my headphones.
Okay.
I'm not
And turn it up
volunteering.
really loud. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But then we couldn't hear the rest of you.
we could
guys.
roll the dice. Oh yeah, that's true. But you could be like, "Hey, what do you think of this?"
So you stutter.
You'd have to have one ear off until it was your turn to talk, and then you'd
do
have to
a
put
lot
your
of
thing
weird
on.
things. It freaks your brain out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was funny. It was pretty funny.
The gun guy.
Yeah, well, okay.
All right, let's start it. Let's do this.
I sound like a retard. Okay, so you're set on the volumes there. Mute the microphones.